Welcome to Portman Ponderings. Today, again, we're going to talk more about multicultural education, but in particular, we're going to talk about cultural identity development and pondering the thoughts related to cultural identity in the sense of what purpose does cultural identity serve? How is it created? Looking at the various dimensions of that based on the knowledge that we've gained so far in the course, and looking at how cultural identity development theoretically as a construct needs to be considered, and we need to be able to use these concepts and theories and typologies as we consider multicultural education and working with students and with staff members and teachers, with other individuals in our lives. Because when we look at cultural identity, very early we begin to see that there are groups created, those that are in groups and those that are out groups. And so we begin to look at who is like us, who is a part of us, who is a part of our cultural group, who is a part of our gender group, our social groups, our economic group. We begin to categorize or classify people into different groups, and then we determine whether they're in group or out group. And the issue becomes that when we don't understand our own cultural identity and where we fall on the continuum, we may not be able to understand where others are coming from. I'm a firm believer in cultural identity development, and that if we can understand why people are reacting or behaving in the way they do related to their culture, and even related to academic achievement or education in general, then we can begin to understand and respond in a manner that is not offensive, that does not escalate situations, but in essence will be more effective and helpful to the individuals that we come in contact with. It's very difficult for a teacher to teach a student who is unwilling to learn if the student perceives that the teacher does not understand them as cultural beings or who they identify with. When you consider cultural identity development, it's very important for teachers, educators, administrators, social advocates to consider where they're coming from in their own cultural identity development. I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts related to cultural identity development. How do you think that happens? Are there explanations for why some individuals totally reject their own cultural group and embrace others? When we look at the construction of social groups and cultural groups, and even gender as a cultural group, how are those constructs determined? Is there a hierarchy among those cultural groups? Your comments would be very interesting. I'm excited to read them, and I look forward to some dialogue on this. Portman Ponderings. I'll see you next time.